step one of potentially many of my little tiny glow up, if you will. Is that, I don't know. I mentioned it before. I don't know if that's still the cool person terminology, but I'm not trying to be cool, am I? Not really. Just, trying to survive. But here we are. Step one, I am getting this lovely mole removed. So we've got the before and soon to be the after. If you love beauty marks and moles and freckles and all of the things, you do you. I'm not a big fan of them on myself personally. This will be the third one that I've removed from my body. And I have more. Like, there are some in some areas that I do keep, but then there's just been a few in a few areas that I'm just like, girl, you can't live there.
Nope.
So it ain't living there. She's being evicted. Then in January, I am getting 2 cosmetic plastic surgeries. So stay tuned for that. It won't be in this video, but it will be a continuation of this video, if that makes sense. So stay tuned for what those 2 cosmetic procedures will be. But for now, girl, bye.
Later that same evening.
All right, so that took approximately 20 to 30 minutes. Not bad. So she cauterized the mole, and it does take approximately 5 to 7 days on average, depending on factors always, of course, for the mole to kind of flake off. So I will keep you posted on how long it took for mine to flake off and what it looks like after the fact, because you saw the before, and then we'll keep an eye on it and see how long it takes to go bye-byes. Alrighty then. Another day, another dollar. Holla. I don't know why all of a sudden it inflamed. So I had the Band-Aid on it, as you saw. I left the Band-Aid on for 24 hours just so like I didn't hit any of it, the scabbing or anything, because you don't want to hit it and like screw up the process. We don't want to do that. Don't mind my horrifically loud fan, because why wouldn't things not be annoying? So this around here is from the Band-Aid, because my skin did not like that Band-Aid. And then this was fine, but now it inflamed. I did put like an antibacterial cream on it. So I'm gonna leave it. So this is 24 hours. Mole is gone. Irritation here. All right, another day. Mole update. It's gone. So yay. It's been about a week and a bit since getting it removed. It was simple scabbing, and it's just important to, I put a Band-Aid on it for the first 4 days just because I did not want to hit the scab off, obviously, because you don't want any sort of scarring. After about the 4th day, 5th day, the scab was very small, so I wasn't worried about hitting it after that point. So it's just a little itty bitty tiny little scab that, like any cut, will heal and go away. But definitely want to keep it protected for those first few days so you don't hit the bigger scab off and potentially scar yourself. So that's that. Now we are going to get the hair did. I never end up telling my hairdresser in advance what I want, so I never know if she'll have enough time to do what I want when I'm actually there. So fingers crossed she can, because I have decided that I do want my extensions back in, amongst other things. So we're gonna see. So hopefully we can transform this into something that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Yes, I am rebuilding my life at soon to be 37 years of age. I blew up my life. Left my husband, left the city I was living in for 5 years and established my life in, left my 11-year career job. Okay, but like, honestly, who is she? These angles do not give this justice, but extensions are in, balayage. We got a bit of layering done in the front. So I am feeling human again. Yay! Hello, beautiful people. I don't know what this video is at this point because it's been spread over so many months, but it's me trying to, new year, new me, and taking the steps before 2026 to get to that point. And 2026 is here, and I have to take a little step back in the whole new year, new me process because I have to prepare for surgery. With that, I need to get my nails removed. I mean, they said I only needed to have one clear finger, but I'm just gonna get them all removed. And then my hair extensions that you would have saw earlier in this video of me getting done, I love, but unfortunately I also have to get those removed for surgery. And there's a number of reasons why. I don't think I have the metal ones in, but if you do, those ones can like screw up any sort of screening devices. You don't want to obviously have any metal. That's why you can't have jewelry, anything like that for surgery. So it would be the same. For these extensions, it did mention that they could start fire. I don't know because I don't know what's going on, but needless to say, they need to be removed for safety reasons. And then I have to wait a whole 6 weeks. At least it said 4 to 6 weeks, but I'm going to push everything to the 6-week mark to get them put back in. And the reason for that is when you get surgery, which I'm going to talk to you because I haven't really talked about what surgeries I'm getting. I will mention that in uno momento. I'm getting face work done, and when you get face work done, you can't have hair extensions put back in for the 4 to 6 weeks of recovery. That's the initial recovery time. It does take an entire year plus some for full recovery, but we'll get to that in a moment. But the reason why is because when you put the extensions in, it like causes potential it does. It causes pressure, it causes lifting, and you don't want to have anything kind of messing with your face while it's recovering, if that makes sense. So like I said, I have to take a tiny step back in the glamming me up process to prepare for surgery. So that is where we are at right now. Today I'm going to get these removed. Tomorrow morning I get my hair extensions removed, and then Monday I am in surgery. Now let's talk about surgery. 2 weeks of recovery, and then I'm going to be able to go back to work. And then I'm going to wait the full 6 weeks to, again, hair extensions, tanning, in a tanning bed, or even like no tanning, no hair extensions. I'm gonna let my nails be alone. Like I'm gonna leave them alone as well to relax. No exercising, doing a whole lot of nothing for the next 6 weeks after my surgery. I'm an open book. I have no shame. I don't care. You live once and then you die. So do you, as long as you don't hurt anyone in the process. And none of this is hurting nobody. So it's all right. Okay, so on that fancy note, let's talk about the surgeries, because there is 2 of them that I will be getting. The first one is rhinoplasty, which is a nose job. And I had come to this conclusion to get a nose job, if you can't already tell by just this video. She crooked at AF, okay? I broke her when I was just like 6 or 7 years old. I can't remember, my mom would know the exact age, but I was young. I was horse playing around with my brother in a parking lot, and the little buggy things that you put the buggies back in the middle of the parking lot. Well, my brother and I were running around that while my mom was screaming, "Don't be doing that because you're idiots." And sure enough, there's a bar that goes across the middle of the 2 sections of the buggy putty backy thing. Little Amber, boom, flippity to flippity dude. Okay, broke her. She gone. But I was young, and I grew up with that nose. So that nose was just my new nose, and it was the nose that I lived with. She has been bonked so many times since then, I can't even count. I'm not going to say necessarily broken, but definitely bonked to like an extreme. So she's just been smashy dashed a lot in my life, which has not helped my breathing. There's not a lot going on. So I'm a mouth breather, especially during like exercise, that kind of thing, because I just don't have enough capacity to get all up in there for me to like breathe properly. So there's that. But the decision that I had finally come to actually get rhinoplasty done was December of 2024 during a cheerleading competition. She broke. So it happens. It's sports. It happens. It's nobody's fault. It is part of the game sometimes, unfortunately. So I'm the third, so I'm the girl in the back. Rewind my flyer. She comes, so she's doing like a literal somersault basically in the air. Her feet come and they're supposed to right here. Well, on the way down, then here. So her heel kind of went, and I heard the crack. On a loud, music-filled competition floor, I heard the crack. That's how intense it was. I did bruise after. There was no bleeding, but I did bruise. And I can physically see the now permanent indentation. And I would say I can't tell because my breathing has never been great, but I'm sure it didn't help. So with that said, after that incident, I knew that I wanted to get it fixed now that I'm retired from cheerleading. So rhinoplasty, can't breathe out of the thing. So he's going to fix it so it can breathe, but he's also going to fix it so it's not this lumpy, bumpy, broken, punched looking thing. So that's it. That's life. That's what we're doing. I'm also getting, I'm going to butcher this word. You know what? I'm not even going to bother trying. It's that one right here. That one right here. And basically what that is chin fat removal. So this little dangler we got going on right here, I'll put it, so I have done 2 other procedures, but not to the level like this. One was, I had injections in, like 5 injections into it, and basically it was supposed to go in there and like break the fat cells up. Did not work. And then I had another one where it was like micro needling or whatever, and it was just like a bunch of little needles, like, and it was again the same kind of thing where it's supposed to like break up the fat cells. And I'd be looking a mess today, guys. We'll get there. Yeah, it's supposed to break up the fat cells and whatever. So this little friend of mine, don't matter if I'm 20 pounds heavier, don't matter if I'm 20 pounds lighter, because I've been everywhere in between. She there, she hanging out, she my friend. Well, I don't want her friendship no more. So we getting rid of her, and that is how the cookie crumbled. All right, well, I got the nails removed. What I think for this video is this is going to be part 1 of the New Year, New Me. And then I'm going to take you through the procedure and like the aftermath of the procedure and the recovery of that. So that's going to be part 2 of the New Year, New Me. And then part 3 will be me getting back to getting my nails, my hair extensions back in, all of the fun stuff, kind of like putting it all back together, hitting the gym. So in 2025, that's my toast. In 2025, I did, between the months of, let me think, July. So yeah, between the months of June, July, and August, I lost 20 pounds. A lot of that was just because a lot of stress that was in my life was lifted off of my shoulders, and I was able to lose 20 pounds. I still have another 20 pounds to go. Again, your body, do what you want. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. But for me and myself and my personal journey, if you're interested in hanging out and looking at what that's all about, that's what it's about. So I am having my surgery done in London, Ontario, Canada. And today is Friday. Tomorrow I drive to my boyfriend's. He lives in Buffalo. And then we hang out, do a normal Saturday thing, my last hurrah with this face. And then Sunday we head up to London, get checked into the hotel. Monday morning, 7:15 a.m., it is surgery time. We go back to the hotel. I probably, cry in pain for the evening. And then the Tuesday morning, I have to go back to the doctor for initial checkup, primarily for the chin procedure, more so than the more so than the nose job. So that needs to happen the day after. And then we go home. And then 7 days from Monday is when I go back to see him about the nose checkup.